Hey there, it's Brittany and I'm back with a design video. We're going to do a tutorial for a necklace today, but we're going to be using some of the fantastic items I got from Beads Inc. recently. I'll link to that video if you're interested in seeing the items I'm going to be showing you. So I got some instant inspiration from this glass strand. They're the 12 millimeter clear glass briolets, and then these plated pewter quatrefoil pendants. So they sent 5 of those, and so I got an immediate like, oh, we have to do a necklace using these items, and I'm thinking we'll either incorporate some of the 8 millimeter matte gunmetal cable chain or the smoke suede. So I'm not 100% sure. I think this necklace is going to be easy, but that's like my favorite kind. And I know it's your favorite kind too. And we're going to use some bead stringing wire today. They did send some clasps, so we might use one of those. And then I just brought out some other things that I want to have on hand in case I need them. So these actually came in one of their bracelet kits that they sent late last year. And I can link to all the videos showing the bracelet kits. They also sent this silver saucer pack, some Java glass beads, which they call Indonesian beads, and then some crystals that I got out. And then I brought out, of course, my own bead stringing wire and my own gold seed beads. So I wanted to do a mixed metal necklace with the quatrefoil and the gold and the crystal. So I'm just gonna open my strand, kind of get that going. And then I think I'm gonna use all 5 of these quatrefoils, which kind of makes me sad because I love them so much, but it's okay. And I can love them while I'm wearing them instead of them being tucked in a drawer somewhere, right? Because that's all that happens. They all get tucked in a drawer. So I want these to be spaced by the gold quatrefoil. Or I'm sorry, the quatrefoils to be spaced by the crystal beads. So I'm just going to take all these crystal beads off. And then we're going to put the gold seed beads in as spacers between the crystals to get them not to be looking too clumpy, and then to get that gold in there a little bit. So I just have to decide how many between each one of these. And what we're seeing is this is a large hole. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, whether it's going to be on the seed beads, which I actually think that would be cute. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. Like I said, I want this to be easy because I want it to be something that you can replicate with kind of, big impact, low effort. Well, higher design effort, but low, effort into actually making it. Oh. Okay, so I'm just going to start by putting on one of my crystals and then 2 seed beads, and then seeing how that looks. And I'm not really caring which way the crystal falls. I think it would be fun if they flip back and forth. And I think what I'm seeing is I need 3 seed beads. Yes, I like that a lot better. So these might flip back and forth. Another thing you could do is just kind of put them all 3 together without, if you don't like the gold look, without a spacer, and then what they'll end up doing is laying against each other, and I could just show you what I'm talking about. So what'll end up happening is one goes like that. And I actually like that idea too, so we might try that out. So let me put on a few seed beads here. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I like that idea for the outside of the quatrefoil. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then here, when we're getting to the quatrefoil, I want a bunch of seed beads so it can kind of rest. Those can rest inside the quatrefoil. So here we have our 3 beads that will end up being stacked like that once I tighten the bead stringing wire on the outside of my quatrefoil. On the inside of the quatrefoil, I'm going to space it with the spacer beads. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seed beads. Okay, so now I'm going to do 3 between the glass beads. And then I'll go back to 5 for my next quatrefoil. There we go. And then I will just keep going and you'll see what it looks like after I finished stringing. Okay, so everything is strung and I'm absolutely loving how this is turning out. I ended up choosing 3 of the silver spacer beads and I spaced them each with 1 seed bead. And then I'm going to put 1 more seed bead on here at the top. And then I'm going to scooch this stuff down a little bit. And we're going to crimp onto the smoke suede, the 10mm smoke suede. So it had a blunt end, just cut like that, but I cut a cute little, fun to look at, like little arrow almost. I want to make it even. Sometimes it's hard to cut sides evenly. Close enough. And what I'm going to do is take my punch tool, if I can find it. Here we go. I need one with a bigger hole, and I just found some on Amazon, so I might invest in those someday. And then I'm going to punch a hole in the center of that leather, just like that. Pull that off. You can use a needle, you can use the tip of your scissors, anything that'll help you get a hole in there. And then I'm actually going to use these wire guards. I'm hoping they're big enough to get in here. Yes, they're perfect. So that wire guard is going to protect, the hole from too much wear from the wire and the wire from eroding. Well, it's just going to protect the hole from being eroded by the wire. I'm going to find a crimp bead and I'm going to put that crimp bead on my wire. Then feed my wire through that wire guard. Come out through the other side of the leather and then come back down through the other side of the wire guard. This necklace is going to be so soft on your skin because of that beautiful leather. Then we'll pull that and I'll come back down through my crimp bead. And I'm going to go ahead and squish that so those two pieces are close to touching. And then Take my crimping pliers and squish, put it in the biggest valley there, squish that, turn it 90 degrees, squish again, and move it up and squish one more time. Okay, and we can put a crimp cover on that so it's nice and pretty. And then I'm just going to figure out how long I want my leather to be, and then do the exact same thing on the other side, and then I'm going to figure out if I want a clasp or not. I am so in love with how this turned out. I am actually going to put a clasp on the back because while it fit over my head, I didn't want to stress the leather too much. I don't know if it'll stretch out over time. I didn't want to, cause any issues here. So I just cut it right in the middle in the back. And if you're not comfortable punching a hole in your leather, you can just use one of these ribbon clamps, and that'll hold your leather in place. And that's what I'm going to do in the back of the necklace. If you'd like, you can put a little bit of glue. I'm not going to do that. This is just about the right width. I'm just going to kind of trim the corners a little bit. I don't know if you can hear Goldie, but it's lunchtime and she's getting a little huffy in the background. Right, so I'm just going to clamp that, and then I'll squeeze it with my pliers once it's kind of got the leather and the teeth there. Just reposition and squish. And squish. So that's not going anywhere, but like I said, if you're more comfortable just putting some glue on there, totally fine. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side. And then I'm just going to take a jump ring and I'm going to attach one of the simple toggles that they sent. I'm just loving the silver and gold together, so I'm using gold toggles, or I'm sorry, gold jump rings. And then we'll do the same. You might need 2 jump rings on the other side just to see. Sometimes if something is too large next to the toggle bar, it might not go all the way through. All right, and we have a finished necklace. And I'm going to make a matching bracelet and a pair of earrings too. So we're getting the whole shebang today, and that went through fine. There we go. And I just love it. I don't have a necklace that looks like this. I do have a couple mixed metal, but this one's very eclectic, very, I don't know if this is like a thing, but it's like tribal chic because of the quatrefoils, and I just really love how the silver and gold are melding together. So I will include some really nice pictures of it at the end, and then we'll move on to our pair of earrings. For the earring, we'll need the seed beads again, one of these crystals for each earring, and earring wire. I'm going to go with this one, and a crimp bead and some bead stringing wire. So I'm going to put 15 on each side of the crystals of the crystal for a total of 30. All right, and then we'll put the crystal on and then do the second 15. So we have an equal amount of beads on either side of our little crystal, and I'm going to cut my wire. I'll probably well, I know I'm cutting away too much, but that's what I do. And then I'm going to take my crimp bead, put the crimp on both of my wires, move it down most of the way, and then pick a wire. It doesn't matter which one. Just make sure I'm trying to, as best I can, make sure they're not crossed, but it's not going to matter too much in this because they're going to get crossed anyway. And then I'm going to come back down with one of those wires to create a loop. So I'll just pull that and pull the other one to make sure that we're snug and our crystal's hanging. So we've got a good loop size there. And then I am just going to crimp that. Sorry, it's coming not as tight as it needs to be. Okay, I'm just going to crimp that like we would a regular crimp bead. You could do flat crimping, but it's gonna look a lot bigger. See, if we flat crimped, it will just look a lot bigger. But I did just fold it, then we'll turn 90 degrees, crimp, crimp, and crimp, and then we'll just cut our wires. Just be very careful when you're cutting your wire that you're not cutting the main wire. And I'm going to get that towards the back. It's kind of going through the loop there. Yeah. There we go. So I'll go ahead and snip that in the back. Well, actually, this will probably be the front because it looks nicer. Just make sure you don't snip any of the other ones. And it's a very, very lightweight earring because those 11O seed beads are super lightweight, and there's only one glass bead. And then we'll snip this one as closely as possible without snipping the others. And then we have a cute little drop, and you could create a ton of these and put them on a necklace too, but I'm just going to throw them on an earring. And I'm going to carefully open these ear wires because they're a little old and not the best, but I thought I really liked the non-traditional shape. Close that up, and we have ourselves a pair of really classy, like, boutique style earrings. Aren't those adorable? I love them. They're very lightweight too. They're just so fun. And you could do that with any beads, but I thought it looked so good. You'll see this style for me probably more. And then I want to make a wrap bracelet with our remaining leather. So I had quite a bit of leather left. I don't know how much, but I had quite a bit left. I had two of these. I have a toggle pair left, and I have some of these. And I have some of these, and I have some wood beads that I kind of want to work in there, and maybe some crystals, and then we have these other crystals too. So I am going to kind of thought about, do I want to wire wrap this? Do I want to bead string? I think I would just want to do a wire wrap. So I'm going to grab some 22 gauge wire, and I'm going to kind of test to see how long this is, how many times this will wrap around my wrist. So we've got like 2.5 times. So including my my toggle and the these aren't going to take up any room because those go onto the ribbon. I'll just need like half of my wrist worth. So anywhere from like 3.5 to 4 inches, probably a little bit less. So what I'm going to do is grab my wire and cut a little bit. And to me, a little, like I said, a little bit's a bit much. So I'm just going to cut that much because we're not going to even need that much. And I am going to wire wrap one end onto one of the clasps. So like that. It's gonna be funky. I haven't done one like this before, so new tutorial here. We're gonna wrap like this, kind of just making it up as I go. Just a couple neater wraps, and straighten that out. Give it a little trim. Okay. And then I will, oops, I'm gonna go ahead and attach my ribbon clamps to both ends of my leather. Oops. Soft close with my fingers to get it positioned, and then hard close with my pliers to get it to stay. And just do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and then I am going to use a jump ring to attach the toggle to this side, or one of the sides of the bracelet. That. So then we're going to put some beads on our bracelet wire. So if we're looking at my wrist, I'll need it to come from there to around this side on the top. So I'm going to just kind of say until about right. My loop will have to be about right here. I'm just going to make a tiny dent, so I kind of know while I'm stringing beads how much I'll need, and I can adjust it once I get that loaded. So I know I want like a bunch of these, like 5 of them, to be stacked in the middle. So I'm going to save those. I know I want to use my gold seed beads. Probably not that many. And then I know I want to use some of the silver saucers. Here they are. I'll just use those up. It hurts, but it doesn't, because I'm going to be able to wear this bracelet all the time. And then I'm going to go through some of the beads that they sent and see if there's any in the kits, and see if there's anything in there I want to include. In this kit, we have some little tiny gold cubes, so maybe those. And then in this kit, some smaller rondelles, the silver ones, so maybe those. I'm just going to kind of get those out of there. At least a few of them. I think I am going to include these clear crystals. They're not clear, they're like smoky gray. I'm kind of just moving my necklace over to see what would match. Actually, maybe we'll go with these. They called them the Glacier glitter crystal. I really like those. Those are really cool. Okay. Get that open. All right. Okay, so I have no idea where I want to go with this. Let's see, we'll put the smaller, I just love that because it's kind of shiny, but it's also kind of matte. So I'm going to slide that down. And then oh, no, I want to go with the crystal. Now I have to be careful because some of the holes can be big enough to swallow the seed beads. That happened with one of the saucers, so I had to not use it, but looks like we're okay with these silver seed beads. All right, so we're getting those down. Looks good. Let me put one of these on. Oops. And then I'm going to do three of these. And then 5 of these. Oh, we're gonna have to be careful because that's a little tight. We don't want to snap the, oh, we're good. Snap the crystals. I'll have to straighten that out a little bit to get it to go past. And we might have a little bit, I might have to take off one of these crystals, we'll see. Yeah, see how that kind of ate the seed bead and it's in there now? I want to make sure I have a bead that doesn't eat them. That one did it too. We only have one left. Okay, we're good on that one. So I need one more seed bead. Oh no. This one eats them too. Okay. Well, we'll just have to kind of load seed beads on through the bead, I guess. So we'll move this down. I'm liking where this is going, but I think what I'm going to do is delete one of these seed beads and delete one of these crystals because I don't have enough room and it's going to be a little bit long. All right, that worked a lot better, and because I didn't glue this down, I was able to pry this off and just cut off about a 1/4 inch because it was a little too long. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to snip my wire. And then what I'm going to do is create a wire wrapped loop. And we want this to be like in a bracelet bar formation. So a little domed. Bring that around. Actually, I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. There we go. And then hook in ribbon crimp. A little bit smaller even than that. And this can double as a necklace. So I only have 2 necklaces that look great, but I'm going to use it as a bracelet for the most part. And then I'm just going to kind of wire wrap that little loop a couple times like we did at the beginning, as nicely as I can. It's kind of hard to get in there with my pliers, so I'm just going to hold with my fingers. 2, 3 wraps, and then snip in there. There we go. And here is our bracelet. So there's the bracelet part. I'm going to take this off. And it's so nice and soft. I think I said that when I did the unboxing. It's just such nice leather. All right, so I'm going to wrap it around. Mold that to my wrist a little bit more. Come once around the top, once around the bottom. And then we'll hook in our toggle. I didn't wrap the leather quite firmly enough, but it'll do it once I get the toggle on. And there we go. We have a fun wrap that you can twist and turn. You can have just the leather on the top. You can have the toggle on the top. Yeah, this is going to be fun to wear. And it's really lightweight. This is a little twisted, but I'll straighten that out. I love it. And I love seeing those crystals in like a clump on the top, along with some beautiful metal. Yay! So if you're interested in making any of these items or interested in any of the beads or findings I used today, you can check out Beads Inc. Free shipping to the US. And if you are a member of my bead group, Brittany's Beads on Facebook, I have an exclusive coupon code for their shop. And they give you 25% off on orders over $250, which is amazing. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll leave pictures of everything, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you learned anything. Let me know what your favorite thing was, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day. Stay tuned for Goldie. Bye-bye. Hey, good ball. Hey, cutie. Hey, cutie. You're so funny, Goldie. You're so funny.